My name is Brandon, and over the past year, the Delight Cafe team and I have traveled across the U.S. researching this rapidly growing industry of CBD products. What we have found throughout the industry were products that were inconsistent in dosage and used ingredients that weren't even lab tested. Products with chalky textures, bitter aftertaste, and worst of all, confusion among the CBD consumers. That's why we created Delight Cafe. A 15 milligram, lab-tested, all-natural, water-soluble hemp CBD powder pack. It's odorless, colorless, and tasteless. Add it to your favorite drink of choice, wherever, whenever, on the go. Quickly find your calm, your balance, and your delight when you need it most.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to the next episode of The H, an honest conversation about health, hemp, and happiness. Tonight, we have a very special guest that Joe and I are both excited about, and we both are ready to have a great time with. So, Joe is coming off of a toothache. He's having to get a tooth probably pulled, so if he doesn't talk much today,
it's a couple root canals.
Mainly because I talk so much.
Can you hear me with this headset on?
I can. Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
I'm just making sure because my headphones don't seem to like me today. Boom. There we go. So, Joe, a little bit about our guest, and I'm excited for this. It took him 6 years to get his bachelor's degree, 5 to get his master's, and then another 2. He's been featured to get his doctorate. He's a professional certified life coach. He's been featured on CBS, ABC, Fox, and NBC. He's a motivational speaker and published author of 4 different self-help books. He's got from You Are a Winner, Anything is Possible, Dream Big, and You Are Phenomenal. Ladies and gentlemen, it is truly an honor to introduce to you 2021's nominee for a Nobel Peace Prize, Dr. Tommy Campbell. Good evening, Dr. Tommy. How are you, sir?
I am wonderful. Wonderful. Excited about being on this amazing show today. I'm humbled and I'm honored that you all will grant me this opportunity to have me on your amazing podcast.
Thank you. We're honored that you will be here for us today and have some time. So let's start off with right away. You are a motivational speaker. You have done, you've been all over the country, I believe all over the world after I read your bio. Like you've been everywhere, correct?
Yes, sir. For the most part. Yes, I have a YouTube channel. There's calls me to go international. I have a YouTube channel where I do especially during the pandemic, I do motivational videos every day for the whole world. And I have over 400 videos on my YouTube channel where I do my show and I say, this is your time. This is your season. And this is your moment. I get on the camera every day and I tell the whole world, this is your time. This is your season. And this is your moment.
I love it. You come with the energy. You're ready to motivate. Let's just dive in. All right, guys, first thing. So here is Dr. Tommy's website. Do not hesitate to go over there. I'll be sharing his YouTube channel in a few as well. Do yourself a favor. Click like on there. Give a subscribe. And click that subscription button so that way you're able to get the notifications when Dr. Tommy Campbell's there. So you're in for a Nobel Peace Prize. Tell me about that. When are the awards?
Sir.
Are you excited?
Yes, I am excited. Actually, my university where I got my master's from, they nominated me for the Nobel because of my story and, just everything that I've been through and my powerful story. And so my university that I got my master's from, they nominated me.
That is, well, first, I want to hear your story, but tell us where your university is that you got your master's from. And then tell us about that.
Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Very cool. Very
It's
cool.
a
So,
it's a HBC. It's a HBCU university.
what is HBCU? Just so for our viewers who don't know.
Uh, Historically, black college.
I love it. I love it. That is
Yes, sir.
honestly, I'm so impressed with this. Okay, so Dr. Campbell, tell us your story and why your college is wanting you to represent that, represent them for the Nobel Prize, because this is a huge
Yes,
award.
sir.
I'm
Yes, sir.
excited.
Yes, sir. My story is well, I flunked the first grade. I grew up with a learning disability. I was labeled as retarded, and I was always the underdog, and I was bullied in school. I had a reading and comprehension problem, and I had a learning disability. My whole life, pretty much no one believed in me. I was the underdog. I was told I would never amount to anything. I was always the one that people just didn't believe in, and for whatever reason, I was in an environment to where limitations was always brought to me and tried to be put on me. And then when I got in high school, my high school teacher, she told everybody else how great they were going to be and how successful they were going to be. When she got to me, she said, Tommy, you're not smart enough to go to college. She said, you're not going to graduate high school. She said, you might as well go to the military or go work in a factory. Well, I tried to listen to her, I tried to take the military test, but I failed the military test. And I'll never forget, when I was taking the military test in the classroom, just, all the words that's coming back to me. Well, you're not smart enough to go to college. You're not going to graduate high school. Well, I failed the military test, but then I just didn't quit because I was always the type of person like, I wanted to prove my doubters wrong and wanted to prove my naysayers wrong. And I was my own encouragement. I was myself motivated. I encouraged myself. I said, well, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get in college. Well, I finally got in college. But when I got in college, I got sick and I had a nervous breakdown and I was hospitalized for a whole year. And I flunked out of college. But then I didn't quit there. And I got back in on academic probation. And then in 2009, I became homeless and I was living on the streets and had to beg for food and all that. And then after that, I was innocently shot multiple times, which I don't really want to get into the logistics of that or that, but I will share this so you would know my whole story. I was shot innocently multiple times. I was shot in the back of my head. I was shot in my stomach. And I was shot in my groin area. And I was pronounced dead at the hospital. And the doctors, they was like, we don't. This is the first time they said people don't even survive one gunshot. But they said there's definitely a special purpose for your life, for you to survive something like that. And then now, because when my university found out about everything I went through, they nominated me for the Nobel Peace Prize Award. And I'm a life coach and a motivational speaker. And I'm a published author of 4 self-help motivational books. And now recently, I'm officially also a nominee for the Talberg Eliazon Global Leadership Prize Award. And this is who I am today, a life coach and a motivational speaker. And now I have a YouTube channel of over 400 videos where I'm changing the world, where I get in front of the camera every day and I do videos for free every day, telling the whole world that no matter what, this is your time. This is your season. This is your moment. And I share the story. I've kept people from committing suicide. I've restored marriages, and I've just changed so many people's lives. So that's my story.
Wow. You have done a lot. Okay. So I don't even like Joe. There's so much here. Like he's had like 4 lives in this story in this conversation already. So with this, Dr. Campbell, let's go right into what is your PhD in, because I wanted to be able to ask questions on that.
Yeah, I have a doctoral degree in leadership.
Nice. And is that from the same college?
No, sir. It's from a different one.
Where'd you get your PhD or your doctorate from?
I got it from Andersonville College in Camilla, Georgia.
Very nice. Very
yes,
cool.
Sir. And I did it online primarily when I got my master's. A little bit, I had to drive back and forth from Raleigh to Greensboro, North Carolina. But when I got my doctorate, I was able to do that online, unfortunately. So I'm glad I was able to do it online because I had so much going on with recovering from my accident. So they graced me the privilege to be able to do it primarily online. So I was grateful for that because I was recovering from my accident at the time.
Wow. Now, you've been through a lot and you've done a lot of great things, but why do
Yes,
you
sir.
still put such a positive thing? Why do you put such a positive thing on there? Why do you still believe in people when you could easily turn the other cheek and you don't? And I love that. Why do you keep pushing forwards?
I'm so glad you asked that. I mean, it's a mindset. It's a decision. I mean, I'm glad you asked that because pretty much, see, in all my failures, when people didn't believe in me, they put limitations on me. I mean, I can say this. I don't even understand it to the fullest on why I am the way I am. But I was always an encourager. When everybody else was telling me when I was in high school what I couldn't do, what I couldn't be, I was always encouraging all my friends in high school. They was like, Tommy, you're such an encourager. You're always encouraging people. So my whole life, I was always an encourager. And so when people didn't believe in me, I just made the choice to have a positive mindset. And that's what I want to say. It's a choice, because usually, I know people who've been through what I've been through. They became drug addicts, alcoholics. They've given up on life. They committed suicide. But basically, with the help of my grandmother and my mother, they just always encouraged me. They said, Tommy, no matter what you're going through, don't give up. You're going to be somebody one day. You can do it. So with my mom's encouragement and my grandmother's encouragement, they always instill positivity in me and through everything I was going through, they told me to just stay positive. So I just made a choice. I said, I'm going to take everything that I've been through and I'm not going to give up on life. I'm going to be positive no matter what. And that's just a decision. It was a choice. I made the decision. I said, I am going to be positive no matter what. I'm going to take all of my pain. I'm going to recycle my pain. And I'm going to take my life and all my failures and all my mistakes. And I'm going to use it one day to change the world. And that's the decision I made. I made a choice to be positive.
Wow. All right. That is a great way of like, Joe, we're going to walk out of here and be able to like lift up a car. He has so much positive energy. Like you can feel it. So with that, Dr.
Smart
Campbell,
car for you, maybe.
Do you see what he did there? You see what he did there? He thinks he's funny. So, Dr. Campbell, you've got a doctorate. You've lived through gunshot wounds. You've lived so many different things. When do you know you're going to hit that plateau of, all right, I've done enough, or is that never going to happen and you're just going to keep changing the world? How do you know when you're success?
I'm just going to keep going after, I mean, I've already become successful, just because success is not just hitting the really big thing, it's the baby steps, it's the small steps. It's the things that you do, the choices that you make on a day-to-day basis that are choices that can get you to where you need to be. It's the baby steps. It's the small steps. I'm not finished yet. I want to continue to change in the world. I want to continue using my life and using my story to change the world. It's the baby steps, making those small decisions on a day-to-day basis that can get you to where you need to be. The small steps, the baby steps, and not necessarily just the biggest thing.
Yeah. So what would be that's the link for Amazon for everybody for your books. I took them there. Guys, do not hesitate to go check that out. I will pull up his Dr. Tommy's YouTube network in a second, but I want you guys to see his books and see what he is. So give me a little bit about this. So you are phenomenal. You are a champion. Like what is your inspiration for this book?
You are phenomenal. See, all four of my books, it just, believe it or not, Brent, it came from out of my pain and everything that I went through. People telling me what I couldn't do. People telling me that I couldn't dream big. People telling me that I'm not a winner. people telling me that people not telling me that anything is possible. People not telling me that I'm not phenomenal. So these books came out of pain in my life, and I wanted to tell people, nobody told me I was phenomenal. But you are phenomenal. Nobody told me anything is possible. Anything is possible. Nobody didn't tell me to dream big. Dream big. Nobody didn't tell me I was a winner. You are a winner. So they came out of that place of pain that I was in. And I want to let the whole world know out there, you are phenomenal. You are a winner. Anything is possible. No matter what, dream big.
I love that. I love that. If anybody has questions, don't hesitate to ask, because Dr. Campbell, your website is very informative. You have done a lot of cool. Wait, why is it not opening on my screen? Sorry, I'm trying to have your website open. It didn't want to open there. Oh, no, this is one of the articles I found. I was reading up on you because I was like so fascinated about you. Your dream goal, I read, was to be a motivational speaker for sports teams. You want to get in front of like the professional athletes and motivate them. Is that correct? Like NBA, MLB, all
that's it. I'm so glad you brought that up. Yes. My goal and my dream is to speak in the NFL, to speak in the NBA, to speak in Major League Baseball, to speak to professional athletes, to speak to professional teams. And that's why I want to tell the whole world, yes, my dream is to get in the NBA, to get in the NFL, Major League Baseball, to these professional athletes. Yes, that is definitely my goal. So I'm so glad you brought that up.
So what inspires you about these athletes that you're going to make sure all right, right now, you and I are in a room and you are about to give a speech to who's your favorite team that you'd want to give a speech to? Name one.
Yeah, the team I want to speak to, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the team that Tom Brady plays for, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the NFL team. That's one. I love it. That's one of the NFL teams I want to speak to.
I love it. What about the Browns? We're in Cleveland.
Oh, I would. Yes. Oh, you're in Cleveland. Yes. I'm so glad you said that. I want to speak to the Cleveland Browns as well.
I love it. Now, right now, we give you the platform. What would you say to motivate everybody like you would the Cleveland Browns, the Tom Brady's? Help me motivate my audience so they want to go not just subscribe to you, but buy that book off of Amazon today. How would you do that? Inspire us, Dr. Tommy.
Yes. If I was speaking to the Cleveland Browns or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I will let them know, that you are a champion. That everything, the work that you put in, the late nights, the working out in the gym, getting it done, getting that mindset, okay, that I want this. I would tell them, like, I would take them back. Remember when you were in high school, how you played your heart out, you wanted to go to college, you wanted to go to the NFL, and that mindset that you had in high school that got you to college, that mindset that you had in college that got you to the NFL. I would tell them, take that mindset to where you worked really hard in high school that got you to college, that got you to the NFL, and listen and make wise decisions, make the type of choices. I would talk to them about a mindset and let them know that you have to have a championship-like mentality, like that same mindset that you had when you were in high school, that you had a dream in high school. Yes, I want to play in the NFL. You had the dream in high school. Yes, I want to play Division I college. Like, go back. Like, while you're in the NFL, go back to that mindset to where you were in high school, that it was just, you just had that dream and that drive and that work ethic. And, you weren't going after the women. You weren't, partying all night. You weren't doing all these bad things. That your focus was, going to college. Your focus is going to the NFL and making the right decisions that's going to make you successful as an athlete, and make those decisions that's going to make you successful as a person, that's going to keep you sustained to where you are. Because what I've discovered with so many athletes, they make it to the NFL, they make it to the NBA, but they start hanging around the wrong people and they forget who they are, and then they just lose everything overnight. what I would do, I would come in and help them have that mindset to just have that character and just have that integrity and be an example and be that elite athlete and stay focused and know, yes, you can win the Super Bowl, but you're going to have to put in that work. You're going to have that Super Bowl mentality. You're going to have that championship-like mentality. You're going to have that positive mentality.
I love that. Very well said. Man, Dr. Campbell. So before the show, you had your kids running around. We got to meet your kids a little bit, kind of. Tell us about how you can do so much and be a father. You have to, do you ever sleep?
Believe it or not, I'm so glad you asked that because I want to tell everybody it's about a routine. I'm a father. I have 3 children. I have to constantly take care of my children every day. I'm a husband. Got to attend to my wife. My father-in-law, he's not well now. I have to take care of my father-in-law. I got to take care of my children. Then I do my videos every day. So I have a routine. I go to bed every day at 9:00 p.m. and I wake up and I go to bed very early, and so that way I'm able to wake up early before everybody get up. So I have the daily routine where I stick to my routine, and that's how I'm able to do what I do because I have a daily routine and I stick to that routine on a day-to-day basis.
Dr. Tommy, let me ask you a couple questions real quick. Brandon's going to take a break and actually let me talk a little bit. First, I want to say to the chat, I am a cashew and almond guy for those in the chat talking about squirrel stuff. But to get on a serious note, Dr. Tommy, everybody has to start somewhere, right? So who are some of the guys when you were up and coming and you were developing this dream and your vision and your goal, like you're obviously on your way to complete it. Who are some of the guys you looked up to? Like I have some of my favorite motivational speakers. I'm sure you have some guys that you could relate to or agree with what they say. Who do you really like that's out there?
Yes, I'm glad you said that. I'm going to say number 1 on the list is Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher, Eric Thomas, and Les Brown, and Ed Milet. Those are some of the ones, that I watched them and just watched them and they just Bob Proctor, they just really had a great impact in my life just watching them and I want to be just like them whenever I grow up.
Yeah, I mean, I love those favorites. I think those are all great. Eric Thomas and Les Brown are my 2 personal favorites. I like Tony Robbins as well, but I got to put those 2 above him. I think they just bring a different style. I think a little more relatable. But I love them, and you got a lot of similar and a lot of things in common with them. Hard upbringing, and I think that's what's made you persistent and being able to relate to more average people. So I love it, and I'll let Brandon hit the next question, and then I'm going to come up with another good one for you right after that.
Okay.
So, with all this going on, how do you, having your doctorate in leadership and all that, how are you wanting to leave? You have the motivation, but one of the things we say is, how do you want to leave your impact on the world? How does Dr. Campbell, when he's done so much, leave an impact on a world that he feels he touched?
Yes, I'm definitely all about legacy. It's not about the money with me. It's about, like Eric Thomas, he always talks about legacy, and that's been he's been able to instill that in. I want to leave a legacy, man. I want people to know that, regardless of where you come from, regardless of how hard your life was, that anything is possible. Follow your heart, follow your passion, and I'm here to lead love, because love is the greatest force in the universe. And I want people to know that Tommy Campbell Jr., he really cared about people. And he really loved the people. And he wanted to change the people and just leave a legacy. That's what I'm all about, is legacy, leaving a legacy.
Dr. Tommy, I love it. I think that's great. And that's a good legacy to leave. Some people want to leave big corporations and money, and you just want to help, the generation you get to impact. And I think that's wonderful. So my next question is, I know a lot of the speakers, and I'm sure maybe you've already done this. Have you been able to go back to the schools you've gotten your PhD, your master's, and your bachelor's from? Have you gotten to impact the up and comers to kind of show like, look, I walk your shoes, walk these halls. I went to online classes. You went through the tests, the quizzes, the studying. Have you been able to kind of go back, reflect, and impact the young up and comers that are going through the steps you've just passed?
Yeah, actually, last year, I think I don't know if it was in 2020 or 2000, before the pandemic hit. Yes, I was able to go to a high school, which I'll be back at their high school in August as well. I'll be speaking to the varsity football team there. But yes, I was definitely able to tell those people, those students in high school, look, I told them this. The title of it was "Success Belongs to You," and I was able to let them know that no matter where you come from, no matter what you're going through, that you can definitely accomplish anything. And just you made it. You may not grew up in a perfect family, or may never knew your father, grew up in a single mother home. That look, your environment or your upbringing, let me say it like this, that your environment and your upbringing does not define who you are. And that's what I tell people, what you've been through and all your mistakes and your failures, it doesn't define who you are.
Very well said. Very well said. In your books and your bio, you talked about how you had a high school teacher that was like complimenting all the other kids, and then got to you and said, "You're not going to graduate high school." Have you ever wanted to go back and show her now, "Hey, look, I have a doctorate, I have kids, I'm doing all these things"? Or how do you view that now?
I'm so glad. I say that all the time. I said, yeah, I'm about to expose my age, but I'm 42. I'll be 43. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'll be 43 in August, but she's definitely probably retired by now. But as I will visualize it in my mind, I want to do a visualization. I think all the time in my mind. I wish I could go back and just show her all my accomplishments and everything that I've done, and what I've become. I wish I could go back and just show her that I proved her wrong, that everything she said I couldn't do, I went and did it, and then some. And I don't even hold it to her heart. I've forgiven her, but it made me feel really bad. I mean, when that happened, I left the classroom and I went in the back and I just cried. It made me cry.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. Because that's not cool. Like, she's supposed to be there to inspire you, and you're sitting there and you feel like hurt and all that. But you know what? You got that last laugh. Look at that doctorate right next to your name. You get that. I love that. So we have a question from Fernando. He says, "How do you keep motivated every day, and what motivates you?"
Yeah, the way I keep motivated, this is that I have an authentic why. I have my why. It's authentic. I have a will and I have a why. Number one, my family is my why. And then number two, all the people the whole world is my why. The people that I impact, the people that I speak to, and my heart is so right. I'm not even going to be selfish and say that it's that the only thing that is my why is my family. No, my why is my family, and number two, my why is the people that I speak to every day when I get in front of that camera. The people are my why. My family is my why, and the people are my why. Because I get so many mess inboxes every day on Facebook from people all over the world. I see what they're going through. I see their pain, and they keep me motivated. I said, I'm going to keep getting in front of this camera. I'm going to keep changing the world. I'm going to keep inspiring the world. So the people, my family, and my people are my why. Because I see how I'm changing their lives, and I see what they're going through, and I say, okay, I got to keep going. I got to keep going, because if I just give up and I quit, imagine what that's going to do for the people that I'm impacting. So I want to be the example. And then my will. I just have that inner will. There's just something in depth that's deep on the inside of me that just won't let me stop. And then the next thing is I see what I've overcome. It's what I call it is the experiential knowledge. Everything that I've been through, all my failures, all my mistakes. And then number two, I see how I've overcome all my failures and all of my mistakes. And it keeps me driving. It keeps me going. It pumps me up. It gives me that beast mode. It gives me that lion mode. It gives me that blood. It gives me that sweat. It gives me that tears. Like E.T. says, at 120%. It has turned me into a diamond. I'm a diamond. And you know, to become a diamond, yes, sir, you got to go through extreme pressure. And I've been through that extreme pressure.
I love it.
I'm over here. Oh, Joe, go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Oh, you're fine. So, Dr. Tommy, I know this might be really hard to pinpoint because you've done a lot of videos, 400 videos. You know, we watched a couple, me and Brandon, just for prep for the show to get a little motivation for the show, to learn a little bit about you, what you like. Would you say you have a favorite video? And if not video, what was one of the best or most favorited places you spoke at where you just really enjoyed the whole experience and felt you got a great reaction and really impacted the community?
Well, the first one I want to say is whenever I spoke at the high school, and then the next one I want to say were a few months ago I spoke at T-Mobile. You know, where I I like when I spoke at T-Mobile because I was definitely able really to connect with them, and after I spoke, afterwards, I don't want to call their names, but they just told me, like, when I shared my story with them at team, just the way that I just really touched in my story, and it made them want to do even more with their lives, within that company. It made them want to go back and go after their dreams, the dreams that they dropped. It made them want to pick their dream back up. Because so many times, sometimes we go through in life, people put their dreams down. See, life, let me say this, life happens. Obstacles and trials and tribulations and difficult times, sometimes it will cause you to want to put your dream down. And I want to say this, there was times in my life when I was going through, I was so tempted to give up on my dreams. I was so tempted to put my dream down. But I said, okay, if I put my dream down, I wouldn't be where I am today. But because I made that choice to not put my dream down, I'm able to change so many people.
Absolutely. And I think, that's just a great overall message. And I think what really makes you unique too, there's so many motivational speakers out there, which we have to applaud all those people willing to chase their dreams and help others, you yourself included, Dr. Campbell, is your story. Your story, because you lived that. It makes it authentic, it makes it original, and it's just all out there for everybody to see. And I think that itself, your story alone, without all the fancy words and the motivating words, which we all love and are great, but your story itself is truly inspirational and motivating on its own. And I think that's what makes you, unique to yourself. So it's not really so much a question, it's more of a compliment.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
No
Such
problem.
an honor to be amongst great people such as you all.
Oh, we appreciate it, and we love having you. And we're going to give you a little more opportunity to get motivated. But Brandon's got a question for you, and then we're just going to keep firing them off so people can get to know you, see why they should follow you, see why they should subscribe, hit that little bell, get some daily motivation and grind from you.
Oh yeah, I could. Joe, for his energy that he brings, it would be great in the background for one of the workout videos. We're just sitting there. 100%.
I have sports videos.
I did watch that one. I believe I got through about half of it because that was the third video I clicked. I wanted to watch some of your more recent ones, but that one I think is only 2 or 3 weeks old, pretty recent. Got to watch some of that. Had some good editing, some good sports clips. Had some Kobe in there, so IP Kobe, a legend in his own right.
Yes,
so it was kind of
mentality.
Yep. And so it was really nice to kind of hear your motivating words behind, these great sports actions. And I think, putting a visual really helps people get in that mode with your words. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
I only hope for you to be able to get in front of some more sports teams and kind of do your thing and be in your zone and motivate
Yes.
those players.
I love
Yes.
that. With writing your books, have you encountered like any struggles with that? Like a lot of people when they write their first book, and you wrote 4, they all.
Oh,
What's been some of the struggles that you've gone through? Because you've had an extremely unique life, and you have a great way of inspiring people. But at the end of the day, you have to inspire yourself to still keep going strong, and to write books and keep giving out to people. When you have struggles, how do you get yourself back up, Dr. Campbell?
I'm glad you asked that because I'm the type of life coach and motivational speaker. I like to share my struggles. I'm very transparent. I mean, even at today, I'm not the smartest person. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that. I'm not the smartest person. I don't have a high IQ, and I'm gonna say this on this show because I want to encourage people and help people who are struggling. When I wrote those 4 books, it was so hard. It was not easy. I'm not a good writer. I'm not the smartest person. I'm not the. When I took English, in college, I struggled taking English in high school and in college. And when I wrote those 4 books, it was so hard, and I was almost not even all 4 of those books. I was so close to not writing any of them because it was just so hard. And when I was writing each of them, it was a struggle. It was not easy. Late nights, a lot of late nights, and such a hard struggle.
What was something that when you hit that wall and it was struggling, how did you keep yourself going?
Yeah, when I hit that wall, I just kept going by my experience and all the things that I've been through, everything I've overcome with being shot, being homeless, flunking the first grade, barely graduating high school. I just looked at everything that I've overcome, and I said, if I can overcome that, I can write these books. So I always use my past and everything I've been through to get me through everything to where I am now.
Wow. Joe, he's just like all inspiration. Like I feel like he just like with your kids. How old are your kids? I'm sorry, I don't mean to like jump into your personal life, but like you have 3 kids. How old is your oldest and youngest?
My son is 12, and my youngest son is 10, and my daughter, she's 15.
Would you say that they're already following in your footsteps and wanting to speak, or do you see like uniqueness in them that you're inspiring them to find their best selves?
I'm inspiring them to find their best selves, and they don't want to be speaking. But my daughter, my 15-year-old, she's already and she's going to the 10th grade now. She's already in high school and college at the same time, and she wants to be a doctor.
Very cool. A doctor in what?
She wants to be like a medical doctor.
Very cool. Very cool. So, with everything you do, how do you take time for yourself to fill yourself up to make sure you're the best Tommy so you don't go on air and give anybody anything fake? Like, do you meditate? Do you go run with the dog or something? Like, how does Tommy keep Dr. Tommy full?
I wake up early. I try and get up before everybody else wakes up, and I do my meditation, and I listen to Eric Thomas, Les Brown, before everybody gets up, and that's why I go to bed so early. I have the same routine where I go to bed early every night so I can get up early and have time to myself. And then after that, I do my video. I'm ready to take on the day. I'm motivated. I'm pumped up, hyped, inspired, and I just put out content. I put out videos every single day for the whole entire year. I put out videos every day for the whole world.
I love it. Dr. Tommy, I want to ask you this and focus in a little on this because we nailed the motivation. I mean, people could hear it in your voice. You got 400 videos. You're on your daily grind with your videos, which I'm sure, all the subscribers love and people looking for good motivation enjoy thoroughly. But let's focus on the life coaching a little bit. What kind of differentiates what you do as the motivational speaker, and then maybe a little bit on that softer side as the life coach role, because I'm just as interested in hearing how you approach that as you do your motivational speaking. And I'm sure they go hand in hand a little bit, but I would love to hear your side of it.
Yes, well, as a life coach and a mindset coach, a mindset coach, as you can see, like in my videos, I'm all about the mind. I'm all about that mindset, changing your way of thinking, giving you the right mindset, because that's what, in the life coaching part, the mindset coach part, I try to help people, I empathize with the people. I let them, first of all, I let them know how much I care about them. I let them know as a life coach how much I love them and care about them, because people don't care how much you know or who you are and what you've done until they know how much you care. So first of all, when I'm doing that, I want to let them know that I empathize with their pain. I empathize with their struggles, and I care about them. And my goal is that I want them to know that I care about them. Because once they know that I care, I have them. And then the rest is history, and I build them up, and I let them know, okay, yes, you're going through this. You're going through this now. And then you've been through that. So, okay. So, and then I share my story with them. And once they hear my story, they're like, wow, my story alone just lets them know, like, I want to connect with you. I want to be with you. I want to connect with you. Just my story alone, because they see what I've been through and who I am today. And believe it or not, my story alone gives them hope.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, and that goes back to where I think your story just alone makes you unique, and you didn't choose it. That was just the way the cards were dealt, and you decided to build,
Exactly.
something great upon it.
That. Yeah. I like how you said that. I didn't choose
problem.
this. It's how the cards was dealt. I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, you made a lot out of those cards, and I wouldn't say a house of cards. I think you have a good foundation, and you're getting yourself out there. You're making sure, and you're spreading positivity. I mean, that's what it's all about. You're putting out good things into the world to leave that legacy that I know you desire, and that's just helping people. So that's a wonderful thing.
So, are you going to be able to be at the Nobel Prize for? How do you know? Like, what's your next round of? How do you know what's next for you on that?
They'll get it. They'll get in contact with my nominator, the professor that nominated me. Because you can't nominate yourself. You have to have a nominator. So they'll get in contact with the university about that. If I win, but even if I don't win, I can have the rest of my life that I was nominated.
Yup. And then what was the other one you were nominated for?
Excuse me.
Oh, what was the other thing you were nominated for? I just don't remember. I didn't write it down. I'm sorry.
It was Talberg Eliazon Global Leadership Prize Award.
Honestly, you're doing some really great things.
Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. Thank you. With everything you do, we like to end each episode because we only have we have 3 minutes left. Hey, man, this went fast with you today.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Tommy, we ask everybody, and Joe always gives me the same answer. So I already know it. He did not come up with this. It was who came up with it, Joe?
Gandhi.
Be the change you want to see. And that is Joe quotes Gandhi, but we leave it as F Joe. For me, I always give everybody a quick word that just is meant to help them. It's Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week. It's hump day, or since we own a CBD company, it's hemp day. Whether you need hemp or you need humping, either way, we're here to help you get through your day. Wow, that didn't sound right. But
it's okay. You're phenomenal. So, you're made, both of you all.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Tommy.
Yes, thank you. So we give a quick inspiration. You saw Joe's quote from Gandhi. Mine is very simple. Today, I actually want to say, guys, you never know what life's going to give you. You might wake up and have somebody cutting a tree down in front of the window you work at. You don't know who you're going to meet that inspires you to keep being your best you.
Yes,
it's you, Dr. Campbell. So at the end of the day,
that's both of you as well.
Thank you, sir. At the end of the day, be open to the flow of the universe and let it fill you up. Dr. Campbell. Oh, you got the kids here. They're going to have to give you a speech with you. Take us out on the best final note you can give and inspire everybody to get through their Wednesday.
Yes, I want to let you know you can do it. You can be it. You can accomplish it. Go through your fear and take action now. Go through your fear. Don't be afraid to try, because what makes you a failure is when you don't try. You must be willing to sacrifice in order to become great and successful. You can do anything you want to do. You can be anything you want to be. People may doubt you. They may not believe in you, but this is what I want you to do. I want you to believe in yourself. And listen, you may be ashamed of you. We all have a past. You may have a past. You may be ashamed of yourself because of some of the decisions you made. Listen, you are not what people portray you to be. You are success. You are beautiful. You are special. You are gifted beyond measure. And I want you to use positive affirmations and just ask, and you shall receive whatever you want. Whatever you want, just say it. Just say it. You can be anything you want to be. You can be an athlete. You can be an actor. You can be an author. You can be a movie producer. You can be a podcaster. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, whatever you want to become, you can do it. You can be it, and you can accomplish it. And this is what I want to say. If you want to succeed as bad as you want to live, then you'll be successful. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to live? You are destined for greatness. That's what I want to tell you. You may have low energy right now. You may not be in a good place. You may have made a lot of mistakes. You may be ashamed of your past, but you are not your past. You are not that rejection. You are not that failure. You are one yes away. You may keep getting rejected, but you're getting ready to get that yes. Anything is possible if you believe.
Man, I feel like I just left church too. Like he has it in him. Like you hear it. So, Dr. Tommy, thank you so much. We will make sure to email you a copy of this. Honestly, guys, go give a subscription. Go subscribe. Go hit his like button. Buy his book on Amazon. He is a leadership leadership coach with a PhD in leadership. I want you guys to see amazing things through him and build your best use. So, Dr. Campbell, thank you so much for being here today, and I appreciate you.
Yes.
Have a great day. Hi, buddy.
Bye.
Say bye to everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Guys.